everybody, and welcome to Let's Go Outdoors Season 3. We have been offline for quite a while, and I do apologize to everybody who watches us for that, but we just made a major move to Kentucky, and we're now getting back on track, and we're starting by going to Kentucky parks. Now, normally we do state parks, but this is a federal park, and this has got 171,000 acres, and this place is called Land Between the Lakes. Now, this is such a huge property that it's going to be about a 3-part series we're going to do for it. We're going to cover everything from boating. We have an 1850s farm out here. There's a lot of trails out here. This is going to be trail heavy, so I want to warn you guys ahead of time. But we're going to get back on track, show you all the really good features, and just have a good time like we normally do, and we're going to bring you guys along with us. So come with us for Season 3 of Let's Go Outdoors, and we're glad to have you all. See you guys in a bit.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to Season 3 of Let's Go Outdoors. It's amazing, me and Mike are actually starting the 3rd season. We just moved to Kentucky. Our new series for this season is going to be the state parks and the federal parks of Kentucky. As a matter of fact, guess where we are, guys? We are in the lovely Land Between the Lakes Park. It's 171,000 acres. There's mountain biking, hiking, canoeing. There's an 1850s farm. This is great, guys. Stick along for these 3 parts, and I think you're going to enjoy it. And we'll see you in the campgrounds of America, guys.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hematite Lake. This is one of the many lakes on Land Between the Lakes that we're going to be exploring in this 3-part series we're working on. This particular lake seems to be popular for sunfish fishing. As for sunfish, I'm going to put a picture just below. You'll see it right here. That's going to show you what a sunfish looks like. Apparently they do have daily limits, but it's 8 and 10, so they can do a lot of fishing in this lake. Now, if you guys remember from our Indiana series, we do a lot of parks that have lakes. This happens to be one of them, and these lakes are dammed. We have a dam that blocks it. You can see we're right up at the dam right here, and on the other side would be the spillway. Now they do monitor this. We saw some of the monitoring stations where they adjust the water flow, but this is what we find in a lot of these state and federal parks that we go to. Anyway, I'm going to give it to David, and he's got a couple more things to say.
And Mike, I think we're actually on top of the dam right now. What do you think?
I think you're right. We're literally on top of the dam. And it's really fascinating how this goes. This is just how it was when we were over at the Summit Lake. It was exactly the same way. So you got a bunch of land up on top of it, bermed up from the bottom, not right next to the spillway.
And see, again, there's the spillway again, guys, that I kind of gave you a shot a little bit earlier. So that's where it overflows. And then me and Mike are actually standing on top of the earthen part of the dam.
Yep, so this is really cool. Stay with us, guys. It looks like this park's turning out to be real interesting so far.
Yeah, 171,000 acres, guys. That's why we have to do this in 3 parts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always times I've stranded, a castaway on an unknown shore. Although a stranger in this continent, I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom.
Well, everybody, we've been seeing a lot of these along this trail, and this is what the trail's named out of. This is hematite. It's coming up in the ground all over the place, and everywhere we walk on this particular trail, we see a lot of these stones just laying in the ground, or they're part of a bigger mountain. Not really sure in this area, but yep, this is what the trail's named after, everyone. Everybody, welcome to another interesting feature we found on this Hematite Trail that we're on currently. If you look over here, we have a nice long plank bridge that was built. Now, I know we've talked about this in our shows before, but if you remember, Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1933 created the Civilian Conservation Corps, and they helped build a lot of our national and state parks. This is an example of some of the work they would do. At one time, they had 40,000 men that were doing this, went all over the country. And I know we've talked about this before, and this just goes to show how all of this is linked, even to our Indiana shows, everybody. What do you think, Dave?
You know, it's amazing how everything that we've done so far in the 3 seasons that we've done this show, we've learned so much history about the presidents, about the Depression, about Indians, and about what happened to the government, what they decided to do. You know, it'd be nice if today they could do like what Teddy did. You know, he basically saw a need for work. He also loved the outdoors with a passion. And so it just shows that the president saw a need for work for young people and created the Conservation Corps, which helped us create the great outdoors that we all use and enjoy today. Ain't that something, Mike?
It is. And I want just a separate note, guys. Just want to let you guys know that this is what we do for all of those who have never watched our show before. We talk about history of the area. We show you the area. We show the things you can do in the area. And we just let you know. I mean, we have so many great parks in the United States. We're just beginning to scratch the surface, David and I. See you guys in the next section. What you see before you is all that is left of an iron furnace that operated here from the 1840s to 1912. These quiet hills were once alive with the sound of axe blows and falling trees, the shouts of teamsters, and the rumble of carts on the roads. The air hung heavy with smoke and the smell of melting iron ore. Everything needed to produce iron was here. Ore, wood, limestone. Trees once again cover these hills, but the height of production of the hills you see around you would have been nearly bare of trees, crossed with roads and trails and pocked with large pits where material had been removed. It required a community of workers to run this furnace. Many skills were required to run it. You had the iron master or owner who directed the business operation of the furnace. You had the clerks who were responsible for the bookkeeping. You had the founders. These are the people who supervised the furnace operation. The keepers were the founders' assistants. Fillers or feeders pushed the carts loaded with charcoal, limestone, or iron ore to the furnace top. Guttermen prepared the sand beds in the casting house. Molders cast the iron into prepared forms. Colliers supervised the charcoal making process. Typically, about 12 full-time colliers were required to keep the furnace in operation. Now, the recipe for iron is a lot when you think about it, but what it produced was amazing. You needed 25 bushels of charcoal. You needed over 800 pounds of ore. You needed 80 pounds of limestone. And during a 46-week period, for example, in 1857, this furnace, heretofore known as center furnace, produced 2,140 tons of metal, enough iron to make over 4 million horseshoes. Detritus, nature renewing itself in all the natural ways. And the person who would know a lot about detritus and things would be David.
Hey guys.
What do you say, Dave?
Oh, how's it going, guys?
A lot of fallen trees over here, man.
Look at that. Isn't it amazing how this tree is just becoming back with the landscape, like they call dust to dust. And so basically, as these trees, if you look behind me, this tree was once a thriving tree. Who knows how many years it might have been around. It might have been around 100 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Nature can be brutal. It could be unforgiving, unpredictable. Whereas it's good to keep an eye on everything that's around you, because nature is wonderful, and the way we could get our food and the way our land renews itself is from stuff like this tree giving its life for our lives, for other animals that might live off of the wood, like termites and stuff like that. Anytime you go into the woods, guys, think about nature, just how powerful it is. It can also be dangerous to us. So one thing I can always say, I'm always talking about staying hydrated, which is important. But when you're in a situation like this, me and Mike are right now, it's raining pretty good. It's pretty slippery. There's, thunder can happen anytime, and these trees could just come down on us, and boom, you wouldn't even know we were ever alive. So think about it, guys. Next time you see a tree falling, think about how much that tree done to provide you for the essentials to continue to live as a human being. It's pretty weird, I know. But if you just look up the detritus, for example, it just evaporates into the landscape, and it becomes food for other animals, and then the cycle goes on. It grows back again, something grows again, it dies, and then it gives itself back to the land again too. Think about that, guys. I will see you next time.
Acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. Times I've stranded, a castaway on unknown shore, although a stranger in this continent, I'm always in.
You know, guys, this has been fun. Time for the final wood. So here we are, the land between the lakes in Golden Pond, Kentucky. Wow. That's all I gotta say. There's so much here to do, guys. We have to break this into 3 parts. So this video was our way of getting you guys interested, I hope, to stick around for the next couple episodes that we're going to do. So today we saw some more of the Conservation Corps stuff with the bridges and stuff that they built here, which is always something cool. We actually got a chance to take 2 trails, the Woodland Trail and the, what's that trail? That
Hematite Trail.
Hematite Trail. Sorry,
yes.
Guys, had a brain fart. We're pretty tired today. A lot of trails that you have to really think about. Up and down, different varying territories. Really nice. We learned that there is over 171,000. Yeah, that's a lot. 171,000 acres here. We learned about a little bit of the history. We learned a little bit about the central furnace that was creating iron ore here for a while, which was cool. We got to learn a little bit about the history of the property, which is always a good thing. And we're gonna hopefully get you interested in checking out more. We also did a brief summary on trees, fallen trees, and detritus, and the way that that material, as it deteriorates over time, it goes back into the landscape and helps feed the landscape and helps new trees grow, and then the cycle grows and goes on and on and on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this nice little preview to our bigger plan for you guys. So thank you for joining us, guys. We love you guys, and we're so happy that you guys join us all the time. So we'll see you in the next campground of America. Thanks for staying around, guys. We'll see you next movie.